What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So, yeah, I've been keeping up with this Naziah Harris case. 13-year-old girl who is missing, who everybody believes is dead. Um, she was found to be, she was getting groomed by her aunt's boyfriend and the father of her aunt's five children, right? This 42-year-old man was abusing, taking advantage. I can't say certain words on here. Taking advantage of a little baby, a little girl, taking her innocence, grooming her to use her for sex. Is disgusting, is despicable, and even reading text messages between the 13-year-old girl and the 42-year-old man made me want to throw up. Right? This is Detroit, Michigan, where this happened. This young girl, I almost say young lady. She's not a lady. She's a little bitty baby. She's been missing since January 9th, 2024. Right? I want to have a conversation about young black children who aren't protected, in our community, and how long this stuff has been going on. Now, this is not everybody. It's a lot of black folks who protect the children in our communities, who love them, protect them, and shield them from all hurt, harm, and danger as best as possible. They try to shield them from everything, right? But then you have many who, you see, black folks, there was this culture of victim shaming black girls for being sexually groomed and taken advantage of. Young black girls were labeled fast when grown men were preying on them, were, taking advantage of them, were, exploiting their innocence. And it was young black girls were victim shamed and called, again, fast and all type of stuff. And in the community, the girls were reprimanded harder than the grown men who were taking advantage of these babies. The grown men a lot of times never even went to jail, never faced any consequences for their despicable, vile actions. And I've spoken about this on this channel before, but I have to just make this point, man. Like, we have to reckon, like especially, it really in the older generation, it was all within that generation, because things happened to them where they were taken advantage of, and their mothers and fathers and aunts and grandmothers told them things happened to them because they were just being too fast, rather than saying, this man took advantage of your innocence, this man preyed on you, this man hurt you. They blamed the young girls. And so when I look at this case with Naziah Harris, man, this girl was failed by her family in the worst way. Her aunt, they knew that this man was doing inappropriate things, disgusting things to this baby. And instead of looking at it like, oh man, this man was grooming my niece and harming and hurting my niece and taking away her innocence, the aunt looked at the little girl, looked at her niece as the other woman, looked at the niece as a mistress instead of looking at her niece as a little baby who's being taken advantage of by the father of her children. And we've seen this played out in movies, that have come from our, black movies and stuff. We've seen these scenarios played out in the movies, but I've heard of these situations in real life from friends of mine. Friends of mine have had their sisters be violated by their mama's boyfriends. And when the mother is informed, the mother says things like, oh, well, you shouldn't have been walking around here in them short clothes and them short skirts. Like, what the fuck? Huh? So you're giving him an out by saying, oh, you walked around with some short pants. Are we sick? But this is how a lot of our people have been programmed to think in order to let abusers off the hook. Which is why a lot of this stuff has been going on for such a long time. Which is why when we heard about R. Kelly messing with 15, like assaulting 15-year-old little babies and grooming 14, 15-year-old girls, and marrying Aaliyah when she was 15. When we heard of these things, we had a lot of black folks in the community saying things like, well, them little girls was being fast. Them little girls wanted it. Are you sick? Are you foul? Are you disgusting? I don't care how much a 15, 16-year-old girl is attracted to me. Nothing is going to happen to her because I don't have an attraction to little babies. I don't lust for children. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people wanted to throw the blame on the babies and solely the parents. Now, a lot of the parents knew what was going on and they were walking their children to R. Kelly. But he does not need to be absolved for things he did as well. He knew these girls were 14, 15 years old when he was doing certain things, And you saw a lot of people, and I know there's a lot of people that wanted to protect him because of the music that he made. But even if he was a regular person in your family, we've heard of people having abusers in a family and they still get to come around for, family events, family reunions, barbecues, birthday parties, and all of the above, And so me as a father of a 13-year-old girl myself, right? Even if I wasn't a father, but I'm the father of a 13-year-old girl. When I see stuff like this, it enrages me. It enrages me because when I was a kid, man, I used to think about when my older sister, I got several sisters, but one of my sisters is 2 years older than me. When we were in school together, and my big sister, would be walking in the neighborhood. She was 14, 13, grown men looking at her in the car, salivating at the mouth, licking their lips. And it disgusted me then because I knew my little sister, maybe not my little sister, excuse me. She was my big sister. She's 2 years older than me. I knew my sister was a child. And there were grown men driving by in their car, staring at my sister like she was a piece of meat. And it was disgusting. But the fact that they thought that was okay let me know that they were getting away with things in their own personal time, and it's friends of individuals like this who know they got a sick homeboy. They know their homeboy is foul, and either they're doing it too, or they have no morals, they have no integrity. They're not good people. Because this 42-year-old man, Jarvis Butts, the people around him knew he was doing this. His friends, his girlfriend, baby mama, she knew. He was out here messing with other little girls too. Come on, man. Like, giving them all type of STDs. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? And when I hear stories like this, man, I'm telling y'all, like, I remember being in high school. And we had, friend, you got friends in high school, and I remember a friend of mine telling me, and one of my homies, that her stepfather was taking advantage of her in the worst way, and then I remember hearing other girls talk about being taken advantage of and their mothers disregarding them and acting like it was their fault. You know what I mean? So, man, protect these children, man. And I'm not even just saying the girls, because there have been many instances where black boys were violated in the same manner by nasty, creepy men and women, and all of that, violated in the same manner by creepy, nasty men and women. And so we got to protect these babies, man, because these things are happening to children and they're growing up. While these things are happening to them, they become damaged in so many ways. So many ways, man. They become hypersexual. They have all different type of internal feelings about themselves and stuff. It's despicable. We got to protect these babies, man, because That young Naziah Harris's family knew what was going on, man. They knew, and they let it go on and didn't care to protect a little baby. And I can't even imagine. Like when you hear them text messages, man, it make you want to throw up. It make you want to throw up. You know, he possibly getting a little girl pregnant. Are you, come on, man. Like, you 42 years old, dog. And you're lusting for a baby. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing? You know, but yeah, I just had to make the video, you know, calling girls, all they fast. No. They are young girls, man, and these creepy old men have no business looking at these babies, lusting for these children. I don't care if she got some shorts on. What do that mean? He's disgusting. He's a creep. He can't control. He got urges for a child. Like, are you serious, dog? We're not going to blame no babies, no kid, no little girls for that, no kids for that. That ain't their fault, man. They being groomed. They being preyed on by predators who've been allowed to roam in our community for way too long, and this is the result of it.